Hi guys, welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Paloma, and today's video is going to be about the journals that I'm using in 2025. So let's get started. So the first journal that I'm going to be talking about is from Clementine Paper Incorporated. This is their notes journal, but I use this as a day-to-day diary. I try to use it as much as I can. There's some days where I don't write at all in the journal, but this has been with me since last year, and I'm not even like halfway through with it. So on the inside, for every journal that I've had since maybe when I was 20, I always like to put like a little note or like a little post-it for myself to read back in a year from now, just to see how different I've become, if I've changed at all, or just to see, or just have like a little pick-me-up note in case I need it. I think it's a great way to kind of see how different you are at the end of the journal. I have this note from when I started in 2024. I did not finish this journal within 2024. I actually stopped around March, and then I picked it up again in January of 2025. So I have another note in here so that when at the end of the year, when 2026 rolls around, I can read that note again and see how different I've changed. The next one is going to be this portfolio journal from Retrostudio. This was gifted to me by a friend a couple years ago, and I love to use this as like a little like quick notes from when I'm doing virtual interviews at like my internships. I think it's super cute. I think it's adorable, and it's really handy for what I need. The next journal is going to be my junk journal. I started junk journaling last year around October, November. I'm having so much fun with it. I think it's a great creative escape. So because I started it late last year, I wanted to do a 2024 recap. So I have trips that I've done. I went to Formula One in Miami as well as Miami Open. I got to see Tinashe with a best friend of mine. I also got to see a K-pop concert and meet a K-pop idol, and as well as my trip to Chicago. Here's my little ticket to the Art Institute of Chicago, as well as the Miami Book Fair, where I got to meet one of my favorite musical artists of all time, Gavin Turek. Check her out if you like disco. So of course I have a spread about my favorite books. So I have War and Peace by Tolstoy, Min Jin Lee's Pachinko, Matrix by Lauren Groff, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and then The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. I'm actually going to do a video on my favorite books, so all of these will be featured and then some. So I can't wait to do that video. And then another spread that I really loved was my favorite movie spread. I actually love movies. I try to watch 1 to 2 movies a day if I have enough time for it, and I'm always at my movie theater that's close by to my house. I'm pretty sure they know me by name by now, or at least they know who I am. I'm always there. It's amazing. So these are going to be my top 5, and then these are the honorable mentions. So the honorable mentions are going to be A Woman Under the Influence, Sylvie's Love, Whisper of the Heart, and then The Batman with Robert Pattinson. The first of my favorite movies is going to be Giant. That is with Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, and James Dean. It's based on the novel by Edna Ferber, which I recommend. I love the movie. I saw the movie first before I read the book, and I loved the movie so much I bought the book. And I loved both. So I personally recommend, even if you don't read the book, at least watch the movie. I think they did a phenomenal job with the story. And James Dean, he was a dream. He was an absolute dream. Then we have the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. There's something about the hand flex scene with Mr. Darcy after he touches Elizabeth that just does it every time. Then we have Dune Part 1. I should have put Dune Part 2 since it's technically one story. I can't wait for Dune Messiah. I think Timothy and Zendaya are going to hit it out the park, and I love Denis Villeneuve. I think he's a master filmmaker. I recommend you watch Prisoners. I love that movie. It's so good. Then we have Challengers. This is really self-indulgent because I love Zendaya and I love Josh O'Connor, and then subsequently I fell in love with Mike Feist. I've seen this movie 4 times, 1 in the theater and then 3 times at home, and I was so entranced by not only the film, but I also love the soundtrack. Then I went and I bought a tennis racket and tennis balls right afterwards. They're in my closet collecting dust, but that's how influential this movie was. I think Luca did a great job portraying the intricacies of their relationship alongside the intricacy of tennis. I think that's a really great metaphor for the characters, and it 5 stars. Then we have the Green Knight. This stars Dev Patel. I love this movie so much. I went and I got it on DVD. I don't know too much about Arthurian legends, but I think this is a great start. Visually so stunning. I mean, that's how much I didn't realize I knew very little about Arthurian legends, because a lot of it was very fantastical, and I was so used to like the swashbuckling or like, you know, the Knights of the Round Table, that this was like a breath of fresh air. I loved it so much. Another thing to know about me is that I collect figurines, especially from Pop Mart. So this is my Hachi Poo Poo and my Kubo blind boxes. I wanted to repurpose the card that comes with it as well as the box itself, rather than to just throw it away. And I really love this spread so much. I think it's so cute. And it's very contrasting because the Hachi Poo Poo... Oh. I think it's a really great contrast to the blind boxes, because the Hachi Poo Poo is so cute and I'm a hero. And then you have the Kubo, which is the walks of life, and it's just like a little bit more serious. I love it. If you ever want to see me do a video on the blind boxes that I have, I'd be happy to do it. Then we have my reading journal. Since I started reading The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, I decided to do a reading journal because the book is so intricate that I needed to be able to put down my thoughts and feelings about certain characters, so that when I go back, I could remember and be like, oh, this is what this character did. So typically I'll write down the chapter, my favorite quote, and then just like a little excerpt of what I felt when I read the chapter. This is a great tool for me because I'm going to be finishing the book soon, and hopefully I'll do a review video for you guys. And this will be a great way for me to collect my thoughts and go back to what I enjoyed the most about it or what I didn't enjoy. Then we have my writing journal. I bought this from Barnes & Noble's a couple years ago. I'm absolutely obsessed with the cover. I think it's beautiful. It has like a little metallic glow to it. For the last few years, I've been having like an issue writing on the computer, because sometimes I'll change my thoughts or ideas about a chapter, and I'm like not interested in doing the copy and paste, doing it in a different document. Then I lose that document under another pile of documents. And this is easier for me to write it. If I hate it, I rip it out and then I just start over again, or I just scribble it out. And then once I'm done writing in it, I'll go back to the computer, and then that'll give me another way to be like, oh, well, I wrote this, but I think this is better when typing it out. So it gives me like it's like another draft of it. So I really enjoy this, and I think every writer should have a dedicated writer's journal. And so then the final journal is going to be my ideas journal. This is my Paper Republic journal. This is in the size XL, and I got the writer's bundle, which includes a card and cash holder as well as a plain paper refill notebook. Alongside that, I decided to get a lined paper notebook. I personally love lined paper more than I love plain paper. I think it's easier for me to read and write in it. Because I'm left-handed, a lot of the times the writing will start to get sideways. So it's easier for me to have the lined paper and just write more diligently. Honestly, I really recommend the Paper Republic journal. Maybe I'll do a video in a year from now just to see like the wear and tear of it and how much I really like it. But as of right now, for my ideas journal, I love it. I think it's easy to put in my bag, and the XL is small enough to fit in any kind of bag. So those are all the journals I'm going to be using in 2025. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!